Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. This is Nintova. We're going to be playing a little bit of City of Heroes, and what I plan on doing is showing you a little bit of my farming. And I've got Crystal up here, and what I intend to do is show you first off, I'll show you her build, which is right here, so that you can look at it and see what we got going on and see exactly what I've taken and when I've taken it. This build actually isn't terrible to level up insofar as that goes, so if you are going to level up a farmer, this isn't the best way maybe for brutes and stuff like that, but for a tanker this is ideal. This works really well in my experience, because I did level this up. I didn't sit, I didn't do any of that garbage. I took her from Jump Street all the way up, and this is the way that I did it. And so I've tweaked the build a little bit. It was a bit different than this as I leveled it up, but as I learned what worked and what didn't, I've refined it. It was a little more PvE centric when I first started playing her, and then I decided that I needed a farmer, and I just converted her to it. Now, pardon me, I do have a build that's optimized for overall farming, not just fire farming, which this one is fire farming centric. This build is dialed that way, but I'll make another video for that one. I'm still raising it up. I'm leveling that one up. When I'm done, I'll show you what that looks like. But so this is what we've got going on. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And then I've got her, and what I want to show you is how to get your second account up. So this is on a second account. Gosh, I cannot talk. And so what you would do is you would go into the launch app and wait for a few seconds. When you open it up, it'll show that you can't get in the game, but wait a few seconds and then it'll act normally, and then you'll have to change out and put in the new one. Mine's Nintova Farm. Now, if you are going to do it on one monitor, you're good to go. That's it. Carry on. You're good to go. If, like me, you're going to be using a second monitor, you're going to want to go into Settings. And then if you go up to this drop down, I've got Borderless Monitor 2 right here. And then I want to change my UI scale because my monitors are of different sizes. And so I've got this one optimized for that. And I'm going to go Apply Now. And now it's on my other screen. And so I will close that out. And I will log in, go to my server, and then I will just go ahead and launch both characters in at this point in time. Give me just a second here. All right, there she is. And he should be popping in shortly. I'm going to quit the task force on this so I can start another one. Ooh. And I will finish. And he is now in. Took longer to get in than normal. I moved my farmers to a different server so that I don't put undue stress by running two accounts on it. They were on Excelsior. And now I've moved, I'm on Indomitable now, my original server. And so you can see I've got Blue Decay right there. And we'll go ahead and make sure that he is no longer in a league as well. Should not be. You know what, actually, let's do this real quick. Not bad, okay. Selling items, the life of a farmer. So let's go ahead and get him on, and I want to invite to a team. Then on his side, now we are in a team. There we go, good to go, and I've got both my guys here. You can see they're both tankers. They are both built identically. The only difference is right here, and that is because they they apply to the team, right? So I didn't want to double up on that. I wanted one that's different so that they layer it. All of these layer, those two there. So that would be, pull up here, I gotta get it on. Give me a second here, there we go. So if you look here, this is the build again. What I showed you on the screen is identical to what I have here. You can see it's pretty well dialed in. You can see what I'm getting out of it right up here. Smashing defense is pretty good, but it's all about that fire. So I'm at 90% on fire resistance. I'm on fire defense of 50%, and that is without any boosters or anything. This is self-sufficient, so I don't have to rely on anything except these two guys for that. And so now what I want to do is get this guy. I'm gonna fix one thing on him here. There's always one bar that messes up on blue, so I'll set him up and go there. So now the next thing I want to show that makes the farming a bit easier when you're doing this. These guys are essentially AFK farmers, and they're cheap too for what they are. But I can walk away from it and they will do what they do and not die. They have plenty of everything that they need for it. So a few things of explanation. You see I've got a lot of bars here. Most people don't. I like it this way. I've got a big enough monitor, it's not a problem. The one thing that helps a lot when I'm farming, especially on 2 counts, and it helps anyway, is these guys right here. These automatically convert everything into a red. And so, and it goes by size. I have it to where I'm not receiving the small things anymore. I filtered those out because it would glut this up and it would make it to where I would get times when I would have everything filled and I still couldn't create a red. And so I knocked the smalls out, and now this works pretty well. And all I got to do is hit the button, and then you can see it converted it, and then and then I've got a use button, and it uses it, and then I've got a delete button, and that gets rid of all the reses, all the awakens, so that if I get any awakens in it, I just hit that and it gets rid of them. These are all on, just self-click keys or whatever. So let's go ahead and go here. So it depends on what you want to do. If you are leveling up somebody, I'm going to suggest a few things here. So if you're concerned about leveling up your own guy, you don't want them getting mauled when you have them parked. And what I would suggest doing is go into more, and then I'll show you. I like filtering by completed and all that, and search again. And then the one that I like using for leveling up other people is actually this one right here. You can see Arch ID 52481, and I'll hop in and show you what it looks like real fast. It's not the one that I do when I'm just doing my guys and I want to churn and burn and make the most that I can make. It's still really good. This one here is a bit longer, but not too bad. So we're going to go here and understood. We'll leave. I'll go ahead and fire up. Because my team is close, we'll go ahead and do that. That and that. He's going in. And then I'll bring in blue and share his real quick. He's in before she is. That's funny. There we go. So we'll go here. I'm going to go to blue and I'm going to share his. Put him on auto follow. I'm going to put his attack on that. And now we're going to go. And this one's great because you can see there's a lot of room here, and people, they don't wander over to this area. They're not wandering, they're static. And so you can see how it looks insofar as that goes. So all I would do with these guys, just zoom along, hop in the middle of them, and just let it go. normally before I would fire this off, I'd want to have red, but I'm not going to have that option, so I'm just going to do it anyway. Makes no sense to hold off on using things. Then I'm going to just move over here. Now, one thing I'm saving, I'm just showing you basically what this looks like. I like to use, and this is just me, but I like using good old Sands and Move and the taunt. Get them all in. I use them liberally. And then I like actually kind of taking care of this stuff as it goes as well. Why is this one jacking up? Alright. Gonna use these. He'll get a good one on. And there you go. And you can see how easy it is, and then I haven't got that much. Ooh, look at that. That doesn't suck. You can see how well it goes as far as that goes. This one is pretty ideal for leveling up tunes. And a lot of times what I like to do is park them right up here. It's a well-known thing. Most people know to do that. But let's go ahead and I'll just take this off of here. Let's go find the exit. Which, hey, what do you know? Get out of here, and I'll show you the one that I actually personally like using when I'm just doing what I do. So let's go here. I don't know why people park there and just, it makes no sense. If you're going to be a farmer and you're not going to be in, you're just going to park your guy, get away from that. Don't be a jackass and block it off and make it to where people can't get in there or come out easily. This makes no sense. Come over here, park up there. There's just lots of room. This makes no sense to me. And especially on a server that's as empty as this one. Come on, act like you've been here before. Seriously. So, let's go ahead and we're going to go here. We'll finish it out. We'll leave. Now, for anything other than that, we're going to go Angel. What the hey am I doing? Gonna search. This is the one I like to do. We'll click into that and you can see the ID. This one is bananas right off of Jump Street. It's also on a 10-minute timer as soon as you accept it, so we'll play it and I'll show you what I mean. Now, I don't have the EXP boost, right? I don't need it with this guy really anyway. So I would go standard rewards. If you are a tune that's sitting or leveling up, you're going to want to use EXP. You will not get any of the influence from it. If you were doing your own thing and you're high enough level that you can do it by yourself, you would want to take the architect rewards, and then you would go up here and turn the architect rewards in to this person right here. And then you can do the reward rolls, recipes, which I would not suggest doing, or salvage, which I do suggest. Pardon me. So 540, you get quite a few of them, and then you'll get about 600k for turning them in for that. It's just a way of getting influence if you have the 100% EXP booster. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say yoki dokie. We're gonna go in. I will help you. We're gonna leave, and we're good here. Everything looks good. No reds. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and go in, and you're gonna see this one is a lot different. Right off Jump Street. You want to start moving. You can see the timer's already going. I'm going to go here. I'm going to pull them over. I'm going to fire these up. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I've got this guy coming in. Get him nice and close so we're overlaying. Fire his up. And then what I want to do is I want to get these guys out. that'll increase the amount of people that I can have in this area. I'm going to put them on auto follow. The ones that I use on the Vanguard, this guy will not die. He'll time out, which is awesome. That's what you want. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And now we're going to have almost the entire zone is going to be able to be on top of us because we brought those pets in, right? You can see it's going really nice now. And now it's just tending. I mean, if you wanted to, you can walk away. Or you can just sit here and, you know, manage what you're doing, which is what I'm doing. And this one generally... Oh, I forgot to turn that on. All right. That'll help. I'm yakking too much and wasn't paying attention. And you don't have to shuffle those around. I just like doing it so I can get an idea of how close I am on some things. And then I jump off to the other side here. I'm managing both at once, obviously. But for the most part, he's just AFK. That's all he is just to lend a little bit of help. You have to hit that because it's cycling through all the clock ticks, right? So looks like we got the whole zone on top of us. I've got things on timer. That's fine. We're doing all right. And as you can see, everything recovers really, really well. I mean, I've got the oh crap button, which is right here. If it ever got really dire or whatever, I could just go ahead and granite armor up and it'll make me basically impervious, although I am that now insofar as that goes. So hey, I thought I had that locked. Pretty well here. Timer's down to about, what, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. We're not going to have a problem with it. I see other guys are popping in. And one thing I would suggest too is having all the keys, keybinds and everything identical on both of them so that it's basically seamless when you move between one and the other. Not a problem. Oh, I've got more popping up. Yeah. Let's go gather a few up. See my clicky over there. Okay, bring him over. Get these guys all nice and grouped up. Got everybody pretty much over here. And that's it. Just like that. Click it. Now it'll time out. I don't even have to click it. I just do it ahead of time. So what happens now is once you come out, as long as you don't click her and restart it, you're basically on a pause, right? So you can sell, you can trade, you can invite people, do whatever you want to do, and there's no pressure to have to finish it in time and have a timeout on you. As soon as you talk to her again and you say okay, your timer is going to start. So that's just the way that goes. And so that's just a real quick video. I wanted to show you what we got going on here, and go ahead and clock on out and see what we got here. And again, I want to show this right here, and this is going to be the farming macros that I have right here. And you can see, I'll put it in the description so that you can just copy paste. You just run it over here and then copy paste and throw it in there, and that way you would just control V like so. As a for instance, let's go ahead and do it. So I'll go here and I will go copy, and then I would come over here and I would go control V. It's going to put it all inside there and hit enter. It's going to give me a button just like that. I've already got one here, so I can just get rid of it. And you saw that you could share. I've never tried that before. That would be very interesting. I wonder if I can give the blue decay. Let me see if it worked. I don't see it. I guess it doesn't work. At least not as far as I can tell. So that's fine. You don't need to do that anyway, as far as that goes. And I don't really need this on here, so I can just get rid of that anyway. I'll remove it from the tray, so it's just one less thing there. So again, these are the macros that I use, and they should be working just fine. Everything seems to work really well for me. I've got a bunch of macros. You can see I use tons, and I like to put them here in case I step away from the game and I come back. I have these already laid out for me, so I don't have to wonder, oh cripe, how did I do that? How did I used to do that? So that's it, my friends. Appreciate you stopping by. I really do. Hope everybody is surviving and thriving out there, taking really good care of each other. Until next time, my friends, be good humans.